we have a lot of news that happened since the last video I made of free agency. Definitely a lot of stuff improving, but there's still a lot of free agents that haven't been signed, so I'll probably make another one after this. But this is my reaction and grading the next free agent batch. Still DeMar DeRozan and LeBron James not been signed, but yeah, Jonathan Isaac going back to the Magic. Pretty good deal. 5-year, $84 million. Finally healthy last year, kind of, and played really well. Really good defense there, too. Xavier Tillman going back to the Celtics, another great deal. Celtics will need a backup center. Tillman was pretty good during the finals and stuff, so good deal. Mo Wagner going back to the Magic. I mean, they're keeping their continuity. Mo, brother of Franz, of course, so yeah. And Kemba retiring. I made a post about this on YouTube, but enjoy retirement. Kemba, one of the all-stars of the 2010s, a great player, and Charlotte Hornets legend. So, of course, UConn legend as well. Then we have Gary Harris signing a 2-year, $14 million deal with the Magic. The Magic need to use their cap space, so I guess they're basically re-signing all of their players and adding KCP. Harris will be returning for his 5th season with the Magic, his 11th in the NBA. That is so crazy. That's making me old because I remember when Harris was just a rookie on the Nuggets and how he was doing good, but can't believe it's been almost 5 years since Harris joined the Magic. He literally just got traded for Aaron Gordon, I believe, in 2021. So, yeah, but solid deal right there. James Wiseman going to the Indiana Pacers. That's a pretty solid deal. They need a backup center with Jalen Smith gone. And Wiseman, they're taking a fly on him. He has high upside potential still, only 23. So, great deal there. Donovan Mitchell going to a 3-year, $150 million extension. I mean, Donovan was not going to leave, and he was carrying the Cavs a lot in the playoffs. He was really good in the playoffs, so definitely deserved. $50 million a year is not even that much compared to like Tatum, I'll talk about later, just made. So Donovan definitely deserved for the Cavaliers. Mo Bamba going to the Clippers. The Clippers have been retooling and stuff. Mo, pretty good player with size and three-point shooting that can be better than their backup center who they lost, Mason Plumlee. So he's a backup for Zubac. Next, we have the Klay Thompson deal. Free agent Klay Thompson plans to join the Dallas Mavericks. Now, that's just sad. The Splash Brothers are finally over, and they get Josh Green is going to Charlotte, and the Warriors get 2 second-round picks, which is kind of sad. But Green to the Charlotte Hornets is pretty good. Hornets having a pretty good offseason right now, and they just got Josh Green for free because they got the 2 second-round picks from the Nuggets, I believe. And Thompson going to the Mavericks really makes the Mavericks better than last season. They're already better than last season, and they made the finals last season. Thompson is just a really good player still, even though he's not his all-star days anymore. Really good shooter for Luka and them. So this is a great deal for the Mavericks. A great shooter for them. I mean, with the Luka spacing and the Kyrie spacing, that would be nice. Garrett Temple going back to the Raptors. I mean, just a veteran presence at this point. Not really that much playing time for him. Then we have Colin Gillespie going to the Suns. They need a point guard, I guess. But just a flyer on a player that won a championship with the Nuggets, I believe. Then Goga going back to the Magic. As I said before, Magic re-signing all of their players, but they might trade Wendell Carter Jr. They have so many centers right now. Goga being one of them, and he's a great player. Then we have Nick Batum joining back the Clippers. Nick, a great player that wanted to always retire with the Clippers, so coming back to the Clippers, Clipper fans really like him, and he's a great player to help relieve the misses of Paul George. Play power forward for them. Great player, as we saw in Sixers, can shoot the 3 and stuff. So next, the Celtics are selling their team. Kind of surprising, but not as well because they just paid all of their players. Like, their lineup is now worth like almost $1 billion total with their contract. So I guess Wick does not want to pay all of that. And then Isaiah Hartenstein. Derek White going to a 4-year, $125.9 million extension. It's a pretty good deal, $30 million a year for Derek White, who is one of the best defenders in the league and a great scorer as well. So, the Celtics don't really need to do anything. They won a championship, and they're retaining all of their players, which is important. The Nuggets previous year couldn't retain Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, and they were important for the bench. Saw them lose to the Timberwolves because they had no depth. So Celtics bringing all of their players back is good, and not just for 1 year, probably for at least 2, with Porzingis having 2 years on his deal. DeLon Wright going to the Bucks, great deal for the Bucks for a minimum. They need a point guard backup, and DeLon is a pretty good backup. Did well with the Heat in the playoffs. Next, we have Luka Garza going back to the Timberwolves, more center depth, I guess. And he has pretty decent potential, showing pretty good in the G League. And Drew Eubanks going to the Jazz, just helping them in the backup center position, I guess. And then I believe, Tobias Harris going on a 2-year, $52 million deal. This is an okay deal. The Pistons have to spend their cap somewhere, and putting out Tobias, who is a former Piston, is alright. They're going to tank anyway, so it doesn't really matter if they get Tobias or not, and Tobias can prove himself to be good and maybe get a good payday for his next contract. Isaiah Hartenstein going to the OKC Thunder is insane. Hartenstein is one of the best centers in the league, and now he might start, he might go out the bench, I don't know, but the Thunder needed a really good center, and they just got one. They literally filled all of their holes, which was their guard defense with Josh Giddey, and they traded him for Caruso, and then now they got Hartenstein, who's also a great defender, and he can rebound good, which they needed well. So OKC looking dangerous right now. Jalen Smith going to the Bulls. This is a pretty good deal. 3-year, $27 deal, $2 million deal. Still pretty young, 24. It looks like the Bulls are trying to rebuild with rumors of DeMar, Zach LaVine, and Vucevic probably getting traded soon or leaving the Bulls. So the Bulls getting Jalen Smith, a center who they need to replace Vucevic, and Drummond, who left, could be good. And now the Bulls are finally tanking in a good year with Cooper Flagg and a lot of more players. Then Tyrese Maxey reaching a extension, $204 million extension is pretty good. This is a $40 million per year contract, which is good for a All-NBA type of player, All-Star, and he's only 23, so this is a good deal. They need to keep him for their big three, and Philadelphia looking pretty nasty right now. Same Paul George, I believe I stopped here. I said that George going to the 76ers for a 4-year, $212 million deal. This is insane for the Sixers. They finally get their big three that can probably compete with the Celtics and the Knicks. So this is definitely a great deal. And although it's going to be bad in the future years, in the first few years, they definitely have a chance to win a championship. Finally, with Joel Embiid getting his probably the best team since 2019 for the 76ers, having a big three and possibly some more depth. Same with Oubre staying, which is good. A big deal. He was great with them last year, so Oubre staying for 2 years is going to be really good for the Sixers. And I believe I was already recapped all of the other ones, so let's go to Shams right now. Shams, Monte Morris going to the Suns, a pretty good deal. They definitely need a backup point guard really bad. They need a point guard in general. They had 0 point guards last season, and that showed in the playoffs. They need playmaking. Monty is one of the best backup point guards in the league. For a minimum, too, is good. Bronny James getting a multi-year guaranteed rookie contract is a bit surprising. Normally, 55th picks do not get it, but of course, LeBron James on the team, so got to get that. Jason Tatum finalizing a 5-year, $314 million Supermax extension is crazy. Largest deal in NBA history. This is good because, he's still probably going to be like 30 only or 31 once his contract expires, but he's gonna make $80 million in his last season or something like that, 70-something million or something. Then we got Aaron Holiday going back to the Rockets. He's a pretty good reserve, and they definitely need a backup point guard there. So, I mean, Reece Shepard is there, but like Holiday is just another serviceable backup point guard for them. DeAnthony Melton going to the Golden State Warriors. This is a good move. They definitely need more guards. Klay Thompson just left. I mean, they already have a ton of guards, but like Melton for 1 year, $12 million is a great defender with pods. That would be a great defensive duo. And as we know, Klay is gone. Isaiah Hartenstein, Isaiah Joe, and Aaron Wiggins got their extensions right now. And those are good extensions. Both are key role players for the Thunder. And of course, Thunder want to get all their players back. They're both also pretty young. So these are good deals for them. Then we already got that Tyrese and PG. And finally, I believe the last news is that Derrick Jones Jr. has agreed to sign with the Clippers. And this is going to be a great deal for them, as definitely Derrick Jones Jr. can replace Paul George's defense at least, and he can be a great player. As they also signed Chris Dunn to a deal, fortifying their defense around James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. Clippers looking a little bit dangerous, not going to lie. Oh, I delayed the video because I wanted to see if other moves happened. It did, but not like the biggest move. There's still a lot of good free agents in the free agency market. DeMar DeRozan, Miles Bridges, Tyus Jones, a lot of other good veterans that haven't been signed yet. So those are some players that I'll be making another video for. But there has been some more moves that happened since I last did the video. My last one was Jonathan Isaac, but there's a Buddy Hield sign and trade going to the Golden State Warriors. Hield can replace some of Klay's shooting, probably a top 5 shooter in the league. So the Warriors are sending a second round pick for Hield, which is a great trade for them as a sign and trade. And then now we have Jamal Shead getting a guaranteed 3-year deal with the Raptors. And for the Knicks, Mikal Bridges trade, which is finally official, the Knicks also get Keita Bates-Diop, and the Knicks are trading Mamadi Diakite. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correct. And Shake Milton to the Nets. I mean, Keita Bates-Diop can bring a little bit of some forward depth for the Knicks. But overall, of course, they just want to complete the deal, get Mikal. Taurean Prince goes to the Milwaukee Bucks. Pretty good. They need some more depth, the Bucks. And he's going back with Darvin Ham. And then Kemba is joining the Hornets roster, which is good. He can mentor some of the young players like LaMelo, and also he can mentor Brandon Miller, Salon. And then Bronny gets a rookie contract with Lakers with a $7.9 million deal, which is the most of a 55th pick in a long time. I don't know. And then LeBron gets a whole 2-year, $104 million deal. Lakers haven't really signed anyone, though, besides re-signing them and getting Bronny. A little bit surprising, but they might get DeMar DeRozan or trade for someone. So, PJ Dozier going back to the NBA. Minnesota Timberwolves, a great defender, a player that the Nuggets had. He was like playing big minutes for that 2021 Nuggets team, but playing in EuroLeague for the past few years, finally gets another deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Helps them with their depth. You know, the Timberwolves just adding more defenders and stuff. Alec Burks going to the Heat. Their first move, I believe, of free agency. I mean, this is pretty good. More depth for the Heat, but not really a needle mover at all. Then Joe Ingles going to the Timberwolves. Timberwolves just getting more depth with Joe Ingles. So, I mean, they just lost Kyle Anderson to the Warriors, so Ingles can replace him with that. He provides pretty good playmaking also off the bench. They kind of needed that off the bench. So, reunites with Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert. Then, see Damian Lee returning to the Suns, just more depth. Pretty good shooter right there. And Lakers finally getting some good coaches and assistants. A lot of people are rumored to be assistants, but turned it down. But Lakers get Nate McMillan and Scott Brooks, who are both seasoned coaches head coaches to appear around JJ Redick. So LeBron gets the 1+1 deal, as I said before, and LeBron gets a no trade clause, which is kind of interesting because Bradley Beal had that and LeBron has that. So LeBron can choose if he gets traded or not. So he's not getting traded. And he's doing a 1+1 deal. So that means that he's guaranteed 1 year and then do a player option. So maybe he'll retire next season or not. But if he doesn't, then he might be able to become a free agent again next season. And the Warriors also getting some more coaching around Steve Kerr. Terry Stotts, a good former head coach, and Jerry Stackhouse, who had a lot of experience as a G League and college coach. And finally, Kyle Anderson, 3-year, $27 million deal in a 5-team trade with Buddy Hield and Kyle Anderson going to the Warriors, Klay Thompson going to the Mavericks, Josh Green going to the Hornets and stuff like that. Setting a second-round pick in cash for Kyle Anderson is pretty good for a sign and trade. 3-year, $27 million deal can help them with their defense and playmaking, size also. So that's basically it on all of the stuff that happened after I made the first recording. And thank you guys for watching. We're out.